Hey crafty besties, it's your crafty bestie Tabby, and I am going to unmold the things that I did. And I did try to unmold them too quick. So this is what happens when you mess with it and you keep touching it. And it gets little scars on it. And then when it's not quite ready to come out, but you pull it out anyway and then you can't stuff it back in. This is the only one of those that I unmolded that actually came out close to right. So I'm going to unmold this one. So it actually requires patience, y'all. And, well, have you met me? That's not my best gift. Patience is not a gift. But I did make this one. And it says, I heart Jesus. And I got it mostly in the heart. But you know what? I decided that the love of Jesus spreads as much as it can. So it's up to you to let it spread. So here's the nativity one. We're going to open that up. So when I opened this one up before, it was a hot mess. And I over poured this. This is why you should not over pour your resin, because it blocks up the hole. So we'll have to take some little tools and get some of this out. But this is a pretty decent. I don't know if you can see it good on the camera or not. But it's a decent manger scene. But I'm going to put it on parchment paper and tape the edges and pour in the negative space on this one. And I'm going to pour that heart red. And so then I poured 2 more coffee cups. And I decided I wanted to have white coffee cup lids. So I put a little mica powder. I just put that in there before I poured the resin in it. Because you can see it's brown. But I poured the resin in it. So it kind of spread a little bit. Let's see what this one did. But this is what happens when you're patient. This is what happens when you're not. See how that is bent and whatnot? And see how these are nice and straight? Yeah. So, especially when you're using a new resin. Oh, look. That'll be pretty if I pour red in it. Maybe I'll pour blue in it, though, in the negative space. Just because I want it to be, like, really different. And I don't want it to turn orange. But this one is pretty cool. It's iridescent. So I know some of my besties wanted to see me unmold this. Now this is shinier than this because this has mica dust in it and on it. So I got to be a little more careful putting the white mica powder on the lid. But I thought the coffee cup should have a white lid, and then I tried to, yeah, this was, I don't know what I was thinking. And the one of these that I poured before, it was so not ready to come out of the mold that I ended up wadding it up into this yellow piece of, I don't know what that is. And I mixed up too much resin. So it's always good to have something to put your overpour in. So I put my overpour in this gnome. So if I make too much resin, I'll finish this gnome and he'll be 2 different colors. But that's okay. He'll be my gnome, and that's all that matters. But patience is one of those things that we learn as we grow older, right? This is impatience, being in a hurry, being too excited, thinking, oh, I know how to do this. It's not that big a deal. Yes, it is. You have to let it wait, and you have to let it cure completely. You have to let it finish. Only then can you make something from it. And I'm going to see if I can't open up this jump ring. See if I can find the... y'all, I got to take my glasses off because That's a tabby problem right there. Pop those glasses off so you can see. And then pop them back on so you can see again. And then, look, that'll make a nice Christmas ornament keychain. I don't know, might make somebody's name and put on there. I'm going to do that with the I Heart Jesus. This might be my new keychain, my I Heart Jesus. Hey, hey, I didn't have to take them off this time. So, a jump ring and Jesus. What do you think? You think it's a good keychain? So, this is going in the bin because, well, seriously, I was so impatient. And I had such a grand idea for this, but I got impatient like we often do in life, and I totally messed it up. So this is going back in the bin because this is what happens when you unmold things too quickly. You think, oh, it's going to set up just fine, and I'll pull it out. No, children. No. Just no. I could almost hear my mama when I said no, children. Oh, goodness. So, this also is going in the bin because I don't need to keep a reminder to be patient because I'm not. But, you know, when we're patient and we follow the directions, our results are much better. And we don't end up as scarred and marred and ridiculous. There's so many things that I could have done better in my life if I would have just been patient. So many things. All right. So, we're going to mix up a little tiny bit of red resin. We're going to make these little red hearts in the keychains. But we're just going to use a little tiny bit. Let's see if I can make this. That's the hardener. Let's see if I can make this actually come out the pump like it's supposed to. Here's the pump. Well, that one's doing just fine. Oh, sorry. Sorry, y'all. Didn't mean to bounce y'all. Okay. 4 full pumps of that. And we're going to put the lid back on. And then we're going to put 4 full pumps of this hardener, if we can get this hardener pump to work. 1, 2, 3, 4 full pumps of hardener. Put the little cap back on the lid. And we're going to stir it up. And I'm going to get the red. That says scarlet. That one says fuchsia. I don't know what that color says, but that looks hot pink. So let's use red. Let's just use scarlet. And we'll put about that many drops in there. And we're going to stir it up. And we're going to have patience. And we're going to pour patiently too. I might just drip it off the spatula, this little mixer thing, because I don't know if y'all remember or not, when my channel first started, this is all I did was resin. And then I went down that rabbit hole to the junk journal. Whoops. Yeah, that was too much. Too much, too much, too fast. Too much, too fast. This is why we keep diaper wipes. So we're going to try to pour it. Maybe that'll be easier. And this, friends, is probably why I stopped pouring resin, because I was not patient. Because it's self-leveling, but we have to make sure that it goes into all the edges. But you know what I think? I think this red may not be dark enough to go and cover in the black of the chocolate color of that brown. So that may be something that I paint up with white next time. Okay, how many times am I going to do this one? Well, you know, sometimes we mess up our life and we make messes out of it. And God has to give it another go. That's enough. And you know, just like God is patient with us, we need to be patient. And I'm going to get some parchment paper. Which I keep located on my other desk. Look, parchment paper. I'm going to open a roll. Because I bought it specifically for resin things. And I'm going to scoop these up and let that little bit here. Now, this is where it gets tricky. When we pour in the negative space, I'm just going to go ahead and do red. It may turn orange, but this is all for fun and experimental purposes, right? Experimenting and fun. Go ahead and just pour it. Just pour it gently, ever so gently. And tenderly. And wait for it. Yeah, I made that noise, didn't I? I made that grunt noise. It's not nice to make that grunt noise. So, have y'all had a good week in customer service this week? Have y'all been nice to people who serve you? I hope you have, because they really appreciate it when you're nice to them. Customer service people really, I mean, people gripe about customer service reps, but if you heard some of the ridiculous stuff that people say to us, you would understand why we react the way we do sometimes in other parts of our lives. I mean, you guys, if a warranty is for a certain period of time, it's that's the warranty. Can they change it? No. Your customer service rep cannot change it. But I will tell you this, if you're nicer to them, the nicer you are to people in customer service, the more they will bend over backwards, break their neck, and try to do whatever they can for you. Because it is so rare for people to be nice to them. Today I had a person who also worked. I'm going to pour the over pour in here, because this is going to be my colorful gnome. It's going to have probably 4 or 5 layers. All different colors. But I like gnomes. And I think they're fun. But, yeah, the nicer you are to your customer service rep, the more you'll get. I can tell you that. I had a customer service rep from another company call my company today because the customer wouldn't schedule their own service. So they had the customer service rep from the original company where they purchased the thing from call the manufacturer, that's me, and schedule their service for them, which I don't mind doing that. But sometimes it's I'm cleaning this now, and sometimes that's a little kind of, it gets in a gray area of what can you do for the customer if somebody else is calling you. But that customer service rep calls me probably 2 or 3 times a day. And she said, "You are so nice to me. Thank you for being nice to me." And I said, "Well, thank you for being nice to me." So I'm going to put this up here just a little bit so maybe you can see this. So I poured the extra red resin in my gnome mold because this mold is pretty good size, and I may pour one and put some lights in it for a friend and give that to them for Christmas, because they have really been supportive of my small business and I appreciate them a really lot. But be nice to people. They recognize it. This world is very, very dark that we live in, and people are very unkind. So be kind and be patient. But remember, you matter. You're important, and you are enough. And Jesus loves you more than I love him. And if you make a mistake in your life, and you make it and you mess up, you know what? He'll keep doing it over and over and over again till you get it right. So next time, I might make the cup white, the lid brown, and then do the red heart on the top. We'll see. But next week, I will probably be working on a new junk journal because it's time for December, and I got a junk journal partner, and we're going to swap journals. So you can watch me do that next time. So this is what happens. This is why you need to be patient. This one I still should have been more patient, but I think I like that for myself. So it can be a Christmas ornament. It can be a keychain. It can be whatever. It can be a little dangle that you just hang on the window. And I hope you have an amazing day. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. That would really make my day. And just you coming and hanging out with me, that makes my day too. So thank you for doing that. And don't forget, until next time, I love you. Mwah.